Hi there, it's Matt for Boss at Winter NAMM 2019, and we're here checking out the new Boss WAZA Tube Amp Expander. So the Boss WAZA Tube Amp Expander is our new variable reactive load system for valve amps. Basically the ultimate studio all-in-one tool for any valve amp user. Now what makes it different to a lot of other load boxes or a lot of other reactive load systems is that they're normally one fixed reactive load, where our box actually allows 16. So we actually have 16 variable reactive loads in there. So 16 different loads that you can actually dial in for your valve amp. Now every single valve amp will react differently depending on what sort of cab you plug it in. So some amps might sound different if you plug them into a 112 or a 412. If you crank up the gain a lot, things are going to change. So what we can do on here is we can actually dial in the type of load that you want to match your valve amp to. So if you're using a high gain head, you can match it so it's seeing a load like a 412. If you're using something a little smaller, like a little combo, you can match it to like a 112. And basically that means that you're going to get the same feel and response as you would if the amp was totally cranked up. So on top of that, we obviously get an attenuator. So this is actually a continuous attenuator. So rather than it being stepped, you can go all the way from unity gain all the way down to 0, and then once you hit a certain point, we actually kick in a 100 watt solid state class AB power amp as well. So if you can take a small amp, you can find its sweet spot but it's not quite loud enough to gig with, you can actually then crank in an extra 100 watts so you can actually go out live. Then in the middle, we've then got sort of like a digital effects section and alongside an effects loop. So first of all, if you're using an old amp, for example, with no effects loop, you can actually kick in an effects loop here on the back. You've then got an effects section, and you can actually see up on the screen here, it comes with an editor. You've actually got onboard compression, delay, and reverb. So you can actually add those in, save your favorite settings to one of the 10 settings here on the front, and then you'll actually be able to kick that into the speaker itself, or you'll be able to go out of line out through XLR and use it for recording. So if you've got an old amp with no reverb, or you just use a little bit of reverb and delay, you can actually kick that in just on the front panel. Alongside that, you also get a solo boost and an EQ that you can totally shape, and you also get amp control. So if you're using a 2-channel amp, for example, you can actually use this to change the channels on your amp. It then becomes fully foot switchable, and you've also got MIDI control on the back. Alongside that, you've got a line out input, and you've also got a headphone output as well. And then on the back panel, you've got XLR, front of house, MIDI, and as I said, your effects loop and your amp control as well. So when you want to use it live, you can actually go straight out into the speaker. You can add in all the effects you want, and then simply dial this until you get to the volume you want. Or you can go XLR out straight into a PA, or you can go into a recording interface and record completely silently as well. And then you can actually mix and match the two. So you can go into XLR one side, have some speaker simulation, and we've actually got a bunch of cab and mic simulations that you can add in as well. Everything from 412, different mic types, different mic differences, and also different room mics as well. So what we'll do is we'll plug it in, go through a few of the sounds, and then we'll show you how you can change an amp.